Have you ever put on a head-to-toe neutral outfit and somehow still felt completely invisible? Here's what I've discovered. Neutrals are not the problem. The way we've been taught to wear them after 60 is, and I'll show you why one piece of neutral advice you've probably followed your whole life is actually aging you. Today, 5 formulas grounded in optical science, designed for real bodies, real silver hair, and your real life after 60. My beautiful friends, welcome. If you've loved neutrals, worn them faithfully, and still felt something was off, you are not alone. And here is the truth that changes everything. It is not your body, it is not your taste. It is the optical rules behind neutral dressing that nobody ever properly explained. By the end of this video, you will understand not just how, but why you deserve to be fully, radiantly seen in neutrals, on your own terms. And I want to be clear, every formula today includes specific guidance for different bodies: fuller arms, softer midsections, silver hair, petite and plus-size frames. You are exactly who this is designed for. There is also an optical principle that explains why the exact same neutral coat looks radiant on one woman and completely invisible on another. And it has nothing to do with her body or her age. We are going to name it together. Here's what I've discovered about neutrals and light. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Let's begin. The reason a neutral outfit can wash you out near the face has nothing to do with the color choice, and everything to do with light. Here's the science. As we move through our 60s and beyond, our skin changes in a very specific way. The collagen density in our skin gradually reduces, and this changes how our face interacts with the light around us. Our skin becomes softer in its light reflection, more diffused, more beautiful, actually, but also more sensitive to what we place next to it. When you wear a warm undertone fabric near your face, ivory, camel, warm taupe, soft cream, the warmth in that fabric reflects back into your skin. Your face picks up that warmth. You look radiant, rested, lit from within. When you wear a cool undertone fabric near your face, ash gray, slate, cool stone, something different happens. That cool cast reflects back into your skin and reads as shadow, as fatigue, as years added, not removed. And here is something that most style advice completely overlooks. If you have silver or gray hair, this matters even more. Your hair is already working with a cool tone at the top. When you then add a cool toned fabric at the collar, you are creating a wash of cool from crown to chest. Your face sits in the middle, surrounded by cool, and the warmth simply disappears. And this is exactly what I mean when I talk about that optical principle I mentioned at the start. The reason the same camel coat looks radiant on one woman and flat on another. One of them has warm ivory underneath, near the face. The other has cool gray. Same coat, different result. Not body, not age, undertone alignment. This is what I call the glow zone. The glow zone is the area of your outfit from your collar to your chin, roughly the top 6 to 8 inches of fabric that sits closest to your face. This is the only zone that directly interacts with your skin's light reflection. And the rule is simple. Everything in the glow zone reads warm. Warm neutrals for your glow zone: ivory, camel, warm taupe, soft blush beige, cream with a yellow undertone, warm oatmeal, neutrals to keep out of the glow zone, ash gray, cool stone, slate, charcoal, anything with a blue or green undertone hiding in it. And here's the beautiful part. What you wear below the waist can be as cool or as deep as you like. A slate gray trouser, a charcoal skirt. These actually work beautifully because the contrast makes the warm zone at your face glow even more by comparison. Before I show you exactly how this applies to your specific body, I want to ask you one question. Based on your hair color and your skin undertone, type warm or cool in the comments right now. I will personally reply with your exact glow zone shades. Warm or cool? Drop it below while we continue. Let's make this specific. If you have silver or gray hair, your glow zone is your single most important styling decision. A warm ivory turtleneck, a camel cowl neck, a draped collar in warm cream, any of these creates a warm bridge between your cool silver hair above and your outfit below. It does not fight your hair, it completes it. If you have a fuller neckline or a softer jawline, a cowl neck or a gently draped collar in a warm neutral creates a soft visual lift without any compression at all. What you want to avoid near the face is stark white or cool gray. The sharp contrast in those tones actually frames the jaw more than it lifts it. If you have loose skin at the décolletage, a warm-toned fabric with a structured neckline, crew neck, boat neck, or a V-neck with a warm scarf or layer underneath reflects light upward toward your face. Low-cut necklines paired with cool fabrics draw the eye downward. Warmth near the face always redirects the eye upward. And if you have a darker or olive skin tone, the warm versus cool principle still applies exactly the same way. Your glow zone warmth may be deeper camel, warm chocolate, or rich ivory rather than the palest cream. Deep warm always works. Cool gray at the face, regardless of skin tone, still creates flatness. Here's what to search. Warm ivory wrap blouse women over 60. Camel cowl neck top women. Warm taupe turtleneck knit women. In the US, Chico's for warm taupe woven tops at around $40 to $80. Jill for camel knit turtlenecks at $80 to $140. Eileen Fisher for silk blend warm-toned blouses if you want to invest. In the UK, M&S Autograph camel knit range at £35 to £75. Phase 8 for warm ivory draped styles. Hobbs for camel silk blend tops. Fabrics to seek. Silk blend, ponte. Soft merino in warm undertones. Fabrics to avoid near your face. Matte gray jersey, ash cotton. Any polyester in slate or cool tones. And one more thing to know. The glow zone only requires one piece, one warm-toned top, or one warm scarf near the face. That is a $40 change that can transform what a $200 outfit does for you. Now, the glow zone anchors the warmth, but most women are making a different mistake with the rest of their neutral outfit, a mistake so common it's been repeated as advice for decades. I promised you at the start we would name it, and we are about to. The reason total tonal match ages you is optical. And once you understand the mechanism, you'll see it everywhere. When a garment matches your body in both tone and texture at the same time, your eye has nothing to follow. No anchor, no path. The visual system reads the silhouette as one continuous, undivided mass. In design, we call this optical flatness. And optical flatness does one thing above everything else. It erases shape. Now think about what that means for our bodies after 60. Most of us, and I include myself in this completely, have a body that has shifted, softened, and changed. A softer midsection, arms that have filled out, a waistline that has relaxed. These are the bodies of women who have actually lived. And when we dress them in total tonal match neutrals, we are removing the only visual tool that creates shape, contrast, and replacing it with flatness. If you have a softer midsection, this formula was designed specifically for you. And I want you to hear this clearly. The problem has never been your body. It has been the absence of a visual path. The eye follows contrast. Any difference in tone, in texture, in depth, that difference becomes a path. And when you design that path intentionally, the eye travels exactly where you choose. This is what I call the real body neutral, and it works through 3 principles. The first is the tonal ladder. You keep your neutrals in the same color family: camel, warm taupe, ivory, oatmeal. But instead of matching them exactly, you choose one shade lighter at the top and one shade deeper at the bottom. Or the reverse, depending on your body. 2 to 3 shades apart. That gentle gradient gives the eye a direction. And when the eye has direction, it reads shape. The second is the contrast anchor. Even when tonal difference is subtle, one element of textural difference provides an anchor point: a soft knit top paired with a structured crepe trouser, a woven blouse over a ponte pant. The eye finds the texture change and rests there, which is where you want it, at the frame of your body, not floating in the middle of it. The third is the frame point. Your darkest or most textured element belongs at your body's frame, your shoulder line or your hemline, never floating at the midsection. When the heaviest visual element sits mid-body, the eye stops there and stays. When it sits at the shoulder or the hem, the eye follows a clean line from top to bottom. And here, right here, is the advice I warned you about at the very start of this video. The one piece of neutral dressing guidance that has been repeated so many times it became the default. The advice that says, keep it simple, keep it all one tone, total tonal match. Same shade, same weight, collar to hem. It reads as effortless on the hanger. And on the body, it removes every visual tool you have for creating shape. Now you know why, and now you can choose differently. You deserve to feel the difference between an outfit that flattens you and one that frames you, and this is exactly what the Real Body Neutral does. For a softer midsection, place the lighter neutral at the top, the deeper neutral at the bottom. The gradient pulls the eye from your face downward, and the midsection zone becomes part of the movement, not the stopping point. What you want to avoid is placing your darkest piece at the mid-body. That creates a horizontal band. The eye reads as width, not shape. For fuller arms, the arm is part of the upper body gradient, a sleeve in a slightly heavier fabric, even a shade deeper than the torso, creates a graceful drape rather than a visual flatness across the arm. What you want to avoid is tight, thin fabric in the same light tone as your top. That creates a flat, bright band at exactly the place you're trying to soften. For petite frames, keep the tonal contrast to one shade apart, not two. Strong contrast breaks the vertical line of a petite body and shortens apparent height. One soft gradient step in a long line garment, a tunic-length top over a straight trouser, creates the elongation a petite frame is looking for. For plus-size frames, tonal laddering is particularly powerful. Medium tone at the top, transitioning to a deeper neutral at the bottom. This creates a visual column that defines your shape without any restriction whatsoever. All same-tone neutral dressing on a plus-size frame flattens and expands. Intentional gradient defines and elongates. For tall or long-limbed frames, you can use two full shades of contrast, because the visual break on a longer silhouette reads as intentional structure, not division. A clearly lighter top and a clearly deeper neutral trouser in the same family creates exactly the proportion interest your frame can carry beautifully. Here's what to search. Tonal neutral outfit women over 60. Light camel top, dark camel trouser women. Ponte high waist trouser neutral plus size. In the US, Old Navy Ponte high waist trousers at $35 to $55. Talbot's for tonal neutral separates at $65 to $130. Ann Taylor structured crepe trousers at $70 to $120. Eileen Fisher for wide leg linen or ponte in graduated tones if you want to invest. In the UK, M&S for ponte straight leg trousers at £35 to £70. Bowden for printed neutral tops that pair with a plain neutral trouser. John Lewis own brand neutral separates at £50 to £100. Fabrics to seek: ponte, heavy crepe, structured jersey, textured linen. Fabrics to avoid: thin jersey in an identical tone and weight to your other piece, and chiffon in a matching neutral. One principle to carry with you: you are not looking for an exact match, you are looking for intentional variation. Two pieces from the same neutral family, at different values. The variation is the point. Those first two formulas have been about optical logic and how your eye reads your body. This next one is different. It's about where your eye goes when you give it permission to play. Here is where your neutral outfit gets its personality. And this is the formula that takes the least time, costs the least money, and makes the most visible difference of all five. Here's something your eye does that you cannot control. Every time it encounters a visual field, a room, a a painting, a person, it moves automatically toward the single highest point of contrast. Not by choice, not by preference. It is a neurological reflex called saccadic movement. The eye is pulled, without your permission, to wherever contrast lives. In an all-neutral outfit, you get to decide where that is. My beautiful friends, I want you to pause this video right now. Go to wherever you keep your accessories. Your jewelry drawer, your scarf collection, your belt hooks. Find one thing that is not a neutral. A warm gold cuff, a burgundy scarf, a deep coral earring, a cognac leather belt. Find the one non-neutral item that calls to you. Put it on over a neutral outfit and come back. And when you return, drop it in the comments. What is your optical interruption? I want to know what color or texture your eye reaches for when you give yourself permission. This is what I call the optical interruption. One deliberate non-neutral element in an otherwise neutral outfit. It might be a warm metal accessory, a gold cuff, a bronze necklace, a saturated color accent, a burgundy scarf, deep coral earrings, a textural contrast, a leather belt, a suede bag, or a warm pattern piece like an animal print scarf that is mostly neutral with one warm accent color running through it. And here is the one rule. One interruption, not two. When there is one, the eye knows exactly where to go. It arrives, it rests, it reads intention. When there are two, the eye triangulates, left to right, back again, and the outfit reads as busy rather than composed. The power of the optical interruption is its singularity. One deliberate choice that says, I know exactly what I am doing. Where you place it determines everything. There are 3 placement zones, and they are not equal. The face zone has the highest impact. This is anything near the face. A scarf at the collar, earrings, a statement necklace. When the optical interruption lives here, the eye is pulled upward toward your face, your most expressive feature, the place in any outfit where your story actually begins. This is the zone I recommend most often. The waist zone creates definition. A belt or a tucked-in statement piece at the waist draws the eye to the middle of the body and holds it there. This works beautifully when that is exactly where you want attention to rest. The hem zone grounds the outfit. A statement bag or a non-neutral shoe anchors the eye at the base of your silhouette and draws it on a downward path, which, optically, lengthens everything above it. Let me make this specific for your body. If you have fuller arms, your optical interruption belongs at the face zone or the hem zone, not the waist zone. A warm gold earring pulls the eye upward and inward, toward your face. A cognac bag at the hem pulls the eye downward. Both redirect attention gracefully, without restriction, without hiding anything. If you have a softer midsection, face zone or hem zone, the waist zone optical interruption draws the eye to the middle of the body and holds it, which is the opposite of what you want when you would rather the eye keep moving. If you have silver or gray hair, the face zone is your most powerful option. A warm gold accent at the ear or collar creates an exact bridge between the cool tone of your silver hair above and the warm neutrals of your glow zone below. It completes the circuit. If you have a petite frame, keep your optical interruption vertical and close to the body. A long pendant necklace, a narrow scarf draped in a clean vertical line, a slim belt. Avoid anything wide or horizontal. A broad statement necklace, a voluminous bow scarf, because horizontal width at any zone creates visual breadth, not height. And one thing I want you to know about this formula before you shop: accessories are the single highest efficiency investment in your wardrobe. A $20 scarf or a $30 earring can do more optical work than a $200 top. This is where the budget wins. Here's what to search. Warm gold cuff bracelet women over 60. Cognac leather belt plus size women. Burgundy silk scarf women mature. Statement earrings gold warm tone women 60. In the US, TJ Maxx and Marshalls for statement scarves and earrings at $12 to $40. Chico's for bold earrings and warm toned scarves at $25 to $70. Nordstrom for cognac leather accessories and gold cuffs at $50 to $120. In the UK, Accessorize for statement scarves and bold earrings at 12 to 30 pounds. M&S jewelry for warm-toned statement pieces at 20 to 55 pounds. John Lewis accessories for gold cuffs and quality scarves at 35 to 85 pounds. For scarves near the face, silk or silk feel. For metals, warm tones, gold, bronze, rose gold. Avoid silver metal jewelry near silver hair. And for your optical interruption, avoid pale pink or pastel. Those shades live too close to the neutral family to create sufficient contrast. Every formula so far has given your outfit something to work with. This last one tells it exactly how to stand. There is a principle in art, in architecture, in photography, in every discipline that arranges things so they feel alive, that governs how the eye moves through space. It is called the rule of thirds, and the moment you understand it, your wardrobe will never look the same. When a visual field is divided into equal halves, the eye reads it as flat, settled, finished. When the same field is divided into 1/3 and 2/3, something shifts. The eye finds hierarchy, it finds movement, it finds intention. A horizon line at the exact midpoint of a photograph looks like a wall. At 1/3 from the top, it looks like a world. This principle governs clothing with the same precision that it governs art. In outfits built on strong color contrast, the eye has color to guide it. Color creates proportion even when the lengths are not quite right. In neutral dressing, there is no color to carry that work. The physical lengths of your garments must create the proportion entirely on their own. When a neutral top ends at the exact midpoint of the body, the result is a 50-50 split. Optical flatness, horizontal emphasis. A silhouette that reads as static rather than alive. This is where we end the era of invisible. Not with a loud color, not with a pattern, not with a dramatic accessory, with the quiet power of exactly the right length, in exactly the right place, on your body, for your life. This is the proportion reframe. The proportion reframe works through 3 tools. The first is the 1/3 rule for tops. The most universally flattering top length in a neutral outfit ends at the upper hip, covering the top of your trouser waistband, falling roughly 8 to 10 inches below your natural waist. This creates a 1/3 top to 2/3 trouser and leg ratio. The eye moves from your face downward in a single, uninterrupted line. The second is the 3rd layer option. A duster cardigan, a long line open vest, or a structured open coat adds a 3rd proportional layer to a 2-piece outfit. For petite and average frames, mid-thigh is the most flattering 3rd layer length. For tall frames, the knee. For plus-size frames, a long open front duster that falls to mid-thigh or knee creates a vertical channel of visual space down the front of the body. The 3rd is the hem conformation test. Stand in a full-length mirror and draw an imaginary horizontal line at the hem of your top. If that line bisects your body at the exact midpoint, adjust. Move the top hem up or add a 3rd layer to break the 50-50 split. You are not looking for perfection. You are looking for hierarchy. Let me make this specific. For petite frames, the 1/3 rule creates the most dramatic visible improvement of any technique in this video. A top ending at the upper hip with a full-length trouser maximizes every inch of your vertical space. Avoid tops cropped above the natural waist. For your 3rd layer, hip length or just below, never longer than mid-thigh. For plus-size frames, pair the upper hip top hem with a high-waisted trouser so the 2 pieces meet cleanly. This creates an elongated column in your neutral palette that defines your shape without restriction. Your best 3rd layer option is a long open front duster. It adds vertical space and movement down the center of the body simultaneously. For tall or long-limbed frames, a knee-length or below-knee duster creates architectural proportion that celebrates your height. You can also wear a top cropped to the natural waist, which would shorten a petite frame, because on a tall frame, it creates exactly the long leg line you already carry beautifully. For fuller arms, your sleeve is part of the upper body proportion. A sleeve that skims and ends at the wrist or just above creates a clean arm line within the 1/3 zone. Avoid a 3/4 sleeve in a tight-fitting top. The horizontal cut at the forearm creates a visual break across the arm line. For a softer midsection, this is what I call the float technique. Your top should skim at the widest point, not cling, not drape away, but skim, and the hem should fall just past that point, ending at the upper hip, not stopping at the waist. When the garment flows past the midsection, rather than ending at it, the eye continues down the body rather than resting where you don't want it to. Here's what to search. Long line neutral vest women over 60, duster cardigan camel plus size women, ponte blazer ivory petite women, high waist wide leg trouser neutral women. In the US, J. Jill for duster cardigans and long line knits at 80 to 160. Talbots for structured ponte blazers at 90 to 180. Eileen Fisher for long line linen and ponte layering pieces. NYDJ for high waist trouser construction at 80 to 130. In the UK, M&S for long line blazers and structured neutral coats at 55 to 110. Hobbs for structured wool trousers and long line neutral coats at 95 to 180. Phase 8 for duster lengths at 90 to 170. Jigsaw for architectural neutral layering pieces at 150 to 280. Fabrics to seek. Ponte, structured jersey, wool blend, heavy crepe. Fabrics to avoid. Thin jersey, which rolls at the hem and destroys the 1/3 proportion point. 4 formulas, 4 tools you can use today. There is one more, and it is the one that makes every piece you've built so far last. Because the right neutral in the wrong fabric will not hold. The final formula is about choosing materials that age the way you do, beautifully and with intention. 2 neutral pieces, same color, same price. One of them looks composed and expensive 6 months from now. The other looks flat and tired. The difference between them has almost nothing to do with the shade. It lives entirely in what the fabric is made of. Natural fibers, wool, cashmere, merino, silk, linen, are built from protein or plant-based cellulose. They respond to body heat, they respond to movement. Over time, they soften and conform to the person wearing them. A quality cashmere cardigan at year 3 looks more beautiful than it did in the store. A linen blouse develops a lived-in drape that makes it look more considered, not less. These are materials that improve, synthetic fibers do the opposite. Polyester and acrylic hold their shape in the first weeks, which is why they look promising in the store. But at every friction point, the inside of the elbow, the collar zone, the cuffs, they pill. Under natural light, and especially in photographs, they develop a synthetic sheen. That sheen sits on top of the fabric like a film, and next to mature skin, whose own light quality has shifted towards softness and diffusion, that sheen competes rather than complements. It makes the fabric look cheap, and it makes the skin look flat. This is what I call the investment intelligence formula, and it gives you 4 tools you can use before you spend a single pound or dollar. The first is the 5-year test. Hold the piece and ask, would this still look like quality in 5 years? Does it have natural fibers in the main fabric? Is the construction clean at the seam allowances? Does it drape well now, even on the hanger? If you answer yes to 3 or more, it is worth investing in. If not, it is a budget piece, and budget pieces have their place, particularly for the optical interruption, where a $20 scarf already does the heavy optical lifting. The second is the friction test. Run your thumb firmly across the fabric, focusing on the collar area, the inside of the elbow, the underarm panel. Quality fabric feels dense and smooth under pressure. Synthetic blends often show surface pilling within seconds, a reliable signal of what they will do at month 3 or 4. The third is the light test. Take the fabric to a window. Natural light. Quality naturals have a matte to slight luminosity finish. They absorb and diffuse light. A synthetic neutral in the same color will show a distinct surface sheen, almost plastic-like, in direct natural light. This is exactly the sheen that photographs poorly and reads as inexpensive against mature skin. The light test takes 10 seconds and rarely lies. The fourth is the 3 investment pieces hierarchy. Not everything needs to be investment quality. But 3 pieces do, because they carry the most optical work across every formula in this video. Your neutral layering piece, the coat, the structured blazer, or the duster that goes over everything. Your neutral trouser, or wide leg pant in ponte or heavy crepe. It appears across every outfit you build. And your face zone glow zone top, the piece at your collar that reflects light directly into your skin. Cheapness shows here first and most. Everything else, accessories, secondary layers, your optical interruption pieces, can be budget. Concentrate investment at these 3 points, and the rest takes care of itself. And because finding these pieces in the right fabric can feel like searching for something that doesn't quite exist, I'm going to give you the exact words to type into the search bar. The budget path first. Cashmere is the gold standard for knit neutrals. Merino gives you 70 to 80% of that quality at 30 to 40% of the price. For cardigans and layering knits, Merino is the intelligent budget choice every time. For warm weather glow zone tops, linen at $40 to $60 from Jill or M&S outperforms a polyester silk look at $80. Under natural light, in photographs, against your skin, and ponte trousers remain the single best performing budget fabric for the lower body. A $60 ponte trouser will outperform a $100 thin jersey trouser in optical effect. Always. Search terms. Cashmere neutral cardigan women over 60. Merino wool cardigan ivory women. Ponte wide leg trouser ivory women. Wool trench coat camel women over 60. Linen top warm neutral women summer. In the US, budget, Old Navy for ponte trousers at $35 to $55. Target universal thread for merino blend knits at $30 to $55. TJ Maxx for cashmere finds, check seasonally. Mid Jill for linen, merino, and ponte staples. Talbots for structured neutrals. Ann Taylor for crepe and ponte. Luxury, Eileen Fisher for sustainable natural fibers. Vince for cashmere. In the UK, budget, M&S Essentials merino knits and ponte trousers at £30 to £65. Uniqlo, merino range and linen blends at $25 to $60. Mid, Bowden for natural fiber sweaters. Hobbs for structured wool trousers. John Lewis own brand natural fiber neutrals and crepe trousers. Luxury, LK Bennett for investment neutral coats and blazers. Jigsaw for cashmere neutrals. Fabrics to seek: cashmere, merino wool, silk or silk blend, linen, ponte, heavy crepe. Fabrics to avoid as your main fabric: polyester above 40%, acrylic in knits, viscose or rayon as the primary fabric. Anything described as silk look or satin finish, unless it is actual silk. When you invest in a neutral piece that gets more beautiful with time, you are not just building a wardrobe. You are building a language. A language that says, I know who I am. I have chosen with intention, and I intend to be fully, beautifully seen for a very long time. You came into this video wondering why your neutrals weren't working for you. You're leaving with an optical understanding of your own wardrobe and 5 formulas built specifically for your skin, your body, your hair, and your real life. And here is what I most want you to carry with you today. You deserve to be seen. Not despite your age, not in spite of your body, because of both. A woman who has lived 60, 70, 80 years of this life. She is the most interesting thing in the room. These formulas simply make sure the room notices. Before you go, I want to know which of the 5 formulas called to you most. Was it the glow zone, the real body neutral, the optical interruption, the proportion reframe, or the investment intelligence formula? Because in our next video, I'm going to show you the 3 neutral wardrobe foundations that every woman over 60 should own, and exactly how to find them without ever setting foot in a frustrating fitting room. Subscribe so you don't miss it. And drop your formula below right now. I read every single comment. Which one was yours?